Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. Oops. There, we'll take that one off. Well, I might as well run this down the bottom here. I know this bag lift is really useful, but obviously if it's going to stop us from using the hired help, then that does vastly deteriorate its use as far as I'm concerned. We'll park that one there in the shrubs for a minute and we'll come back and have a look at that later. So we'll dump you there and then we'll go back up. So yeah, if that's the case, it might be that we don't use that bag lifter anywhere near as much as I was originally anticipating, which a bit of a shame because it is a really useful tool. But that being said, we've still got to get the bags down here, and that was the one thing that I was kind of wondering about. Now, let's see what you're going to do this time. You have not completed your... At least it's giving me... Right. Something to do with 1.3 and that little lifter down there. They don't like each other for whatever reason, and it's not working. Well, that's fine. At least we know. So that one can go there. Now... How long does it take for all of that rain to dry out? It was absolutely lashing it down. It did so for ages and ages. Let's pick you up a minute, and we'll unfold you, and then we'll go back to the front. We'll go around here. Let's get started. It's fine. Apparently, as soon as the rain stops, the crop dries instantly. That is the one thing with seasons, is they always did make you wait for a period of time before you could go and start doing the combining. Especially as we've got cloud cover immediately following the rain, I suspect that we wouldn't have actually been able to do any cutting until tomorrow morning, because it would have been quite late in the evening, and then you can combine at night. It's just that I don't like to for the videos, because you can't see what you're doing. I can see what I'm doing, you can't see what I'm doing, is what I mean. And are we going to get this field into one combine? We might. We may just be able to do this. We've got just enough, I think, because the beans, obviously, they don't take anywhere near as much space as likes of barley and wheat, which means that we should, in theory, be able to do this. However, in theory, a lot of things work. They don't necessarily work in real life. Bring you up to the top end there, and then I'll be able to get I'll get the hired help going in a minute, but I can't do it just for a second, and I don't want hired help. I don't want to risk using hired help that's going to go down onto the railway tracks, because that's just going to cause us problems. We then want to do a little bit of field leveling just along this edge, and that does mean us going to get rid of the shrubs. I kind of like doing that with the plow, but yeah, it's I think it'll be alright. I think we'll cope. Bring you up there. Which way? Yeah, we can go that way if we want to. I'm not sure that I want to. Right, that's going to be... Helper F will be the fertilizer, isn't it? The other guy is busy planting the poplars, and he's... Well, I'm hoping he hasn't finished. If he has, I'm going to be having words with him. Let's have a look. No, Helper E, that's the one with the poplars, and he's still going, so he'll be absolutely fine. So if we get this one up along here, we can just admire the Activia right there. I'm sure I've drunk that stuff. Activia. I mean, I know it says Activa, but I just want to say Activia. Every time I see that name, I just want to say Activia. It does make me wonder if they had, like, someone at Massey Ferguson, or, no, what's it called? Someone at... I can't remember the name now. Let's have a look. Nope, not in you. It's going to go to there. And we want to go to you. Harvesters. Let's go up there. Agco. Somebody at Agco knew somebody at Activia, and whoever owns Activia, and they said, look, I'll tell you what, we'll do a slight product placement. We'll put your name in, kind of, on one of our models, and we'll see if it does anything. So I reckon a bit of money changed hands there. Well, maybe not money. I reckon that maybe someone got taken out for dinner, and that's why you got the Activa and the Activia. That's my theory. Obviously, there's no proof. It's just a theory. I'm not stating this as fact. I just want to clarify that before anybody rings me up and says, oi, my lawyer wants a little chat with you. I'm not stating it as fact. I'm simply saying it is a theory, and I am allowed to postulate theories at any point. So there we go. All legal what's been opted have been covered. We're only down to 77% on this. I reckon that we're going to do this with 4 pallets. We have 3 pallets too many. We've wasted our money. How much did we blow on that? How much have we gone? $280 a pallet. And we could have... The 750, 700 and... Wait a minute, I can work this out. 840. Isn't that right? I think so. Something like that. Lots. Let's just say lots. We've wasted lots of money. Although in the grand scheme of things, I suppose it's not all that much. Now, did you actually finish, or are you just telling me that you finished? I think it did actually finish. Let's go and have a look. You know, it's close enough. There's a tiny little strip, I think, down the bottom end there, but I'm not too worried about that. So we got 33% left on here. I'm not going to go and bother fertilizing the other field. And we were seriously considering using that small cultivator there for cultivating up the field. I'm not sure if that's really the right one to be using, though. Right, because, I mean, I know it's wider than a standard plough. So let's go back to here and we'll look at our cultivators for this. No, there was a bigger one, wasn't there? We've got subsoilers, and you can use a subsoiler. So you got that one right there. But I wanted one that looked a bit like a chisel plough, and we can actually pull. That's got to be the other thing, is one that we can pull. These are disc harrows. Whilst they're all great and all, we may not necessarily be able to pull them, so then we want to go back to the cultivators. We've got that one there at 3 meters wide, and then these over here, they start to get bigger, and they require a substantial increase on horsepower. And we don't have that kind of horsepower. So we've got like this over here, 400. That one's only 80. It would be better. But honestly, I think we're going to just have to stick with the ones we got. I mean, we got that one there. That's 3.7 meters, 130 horsepower. This does look pretty good. We'll ignore the seed on it, but that's not a chisel plough, is it? Doesn't look like the chisel ploughs that we want, which means... I need to leave that one behind. I don't want to take that one with me. Which means that we want to use our standard cultivator. This is going to be the one, because this is actually more like a chisel plough than it is like a cultivator. So we can use that for starting to go around the outside of the fields. Let's grab you. And you're supposed to be folded like that, just for transport purposes. So bring you out round there. Like that. That one is... Actually, we'll go up this way. Before we go up there, though, there is one other little task that we want to do, and that is this. Let's straighten that out a minute. There we go. Right. That's actually doing a really, really awesome job, isn't it? Like, I'm actually quite impressed with that. It's going to look quite good. Once it's all finished, once that field is planted, I think that's going to be quite cool. And I was wondering whether or not we would need to go around the edge. I don't think we will. I think that's going to be just fine as it is. So, we come down through here. We've got these 2 trees up here. And, honestly, I'm not sure whether we want to bother removing them or not. There are no other trees on here. So, we don't need to worry about any more of them. The only issue, really, is whether or not we want to be leveling stuff out around the edges. So, if we go to that, and then... What do I want to do? I don't want to... No, I want to change radius. I want to make that quite a bit bigger like that. And we'll leave it like this so we can sort of see what the money is like. And then I want to do that. Now, that's great and all up here. It does mean that we're going to have a level field. It just means that we've got a little bit more work to do to come back over it when we're done. Brush strength. Increase our brush strength a minute. That is... Wait a minute. What is that one? Left control E. I'll bring that one way up to like 1.5 brush strength. That's better. Right, see how much that's moving around? This is going to make quite a difference. And yes, I would like to be able to sort of go through all of it. You know what? I'm gonna make that more powerful still. We're gonna go all the way up to 3 is maximum strength. There we look at that. Now we're talking. That's much better. And whilst this is absolutely great, it does mean that we don't get to plough in the shrubs. And I would like to be ploughing in the shrubs. I think that would be quite cool. I think we'll bring up a cultivator, not cultivator, we'll bring up the biobelts thing, and we will remove that tree stump. We cut down that little tree there. I mean, we don't need to worry about it at the moment, because we've got the place anywhere active, so we can just sort of go over the top of it. And then we can smooth that out absolutely beautifully there. And along there. Oh, I thought we had only 2 trees. No, we've got 3 trees. Yeah, still, it's an inconsequential amount of trees. We don't need to worry about them. And I'll just smooth that lot off there like that. It's down nearer the railway tracks, how close we get to the actual tracks. Because I don't want to be too close to it. I don't really want to be too close to the road either. We'll sort of bring it along like that. There. And then an important part is going to be kind of leveling off the side of this slope right here, just so that we've got a bit more of a gentle curve on it, because the main issue with that bit is going to be when the combine is harvesting. If it's too steep, he's going to get himself wedged on that, and is not going to cut it. We're going to end up with, like, bits being left behind. We really, really don't want that, so we want to bring that across like that. Those potatoes in the field, we don't care about them. We're not harvesting them. We are not interested. They're being ploughed right back in. And then we'll throw a bit of herbicide down on it just to make sure they're killed off properly. That'll be the end of them. Right, that's that bit. On a little bit further. Right, now I'm keeping it back from the track. Just because we want to be able to have some room for the tractors to be able to turn round. And I don't want to have to do too many rounds around the outside of the field manually before we set the hired help going. And we all know what hired help is like. It would quite happily drive down onto the track and get itself launched off into the middle of next week. Now, fortunately, the train is over on the other side. I mean, this is something that we've not tested, but it would be interesting to find out if the hired help will go onto the track at all, or if it's going to be one of those things where it actually avoids the track completely. If it avoids the track, that's perfect. That would be absolutely glorious. But I suspect that it won't. I suspect that we're going to have issues with it. So I'll bring you along there. And again, just smoothing down this edge here. Now, I know that we've got the little bits between the fields, and we're going to have to sort of work with those as well. But generally speaking, I don't think those are going to need very much work. I think they're fairly level anyway. We can find. We'll have a look at that afterwards. Once we start doing our cultivating, that's when we'll have a look at that. It's this bit down here that we want to concern ourselves with to start with. And I'm getting too close to the track now. I don't want to get too close to it. Let's bring that over there. We've got our combine working there. So ignore the combine for a minute. Go on past that one. And then looking here, I don't think we need to be doing any cultivating here. Oh, not cultivating, rather. Leveling. We do want to do a bit of leveling here. Just along near the road. We'll do a whole line of that. There, see how it's bringing it back up again? That is making a difference. And I'll possibly cultivate that closer to the edge. But it's likes of these bits here. We want to just make sure that yeah, you can see they have deliberately made some ruts and bumps around the edge of the field, which it's great, and I really like it, but it's a jolly nuisance when you want to come back and you want to do anything with it, because it means you've got to go and do this first. And we've just spent 20 grand doing this, and it's still costing us. So we've got 20,000 that we've got to go and spend on this. Now, there is one good thing about this, right? There is one good thing about we can go back over if we want to, and we could paint grass on here, and that will now give us the grass texture, just in case there's any of it that we're not going to go back over and we're not going to actually go over with the plough. So I'll run you, let's just keep going up through. Up to there. Right. Okay, that's as level as we're going to get. So we change landscaping mode like that, and then we can tab through and go to grass like that. Now, having a look at that, it doesn't cost a huge amount. It also no longer costs extra when you're busy putting down the grass. So I can do that. I can go down through now and I can paint. And I'm putting a basic grass cover over all of this area. So I'm trying not to go over anything that we haven't touched yet. But you can see now we're actually putting grass behind. So when I come down close to the road, what it will do is it will leave a grass cover. I mean, I don't need to be painting grass up here, but I'm doing it anyway just because. And bring that through there. So we're getting, it is still getting rid of some of the shrubs. But I mean, look at that. Now, we can afford to sort of go back a little bit from there, and we still get the grass being painted on it. And, like, the basic grass coming up, and this is something that I really like. So we'll have grass growth on here. I'm wondering if I should change over and use the other pattern. I think I will. We go to this pattern now, just for the rest of it, because that's a bit more in keeping with what we've already done. I don't need to worry about it. I was doing it all the way up the top, but I don't actually need to worry about that. So for the rest of it, we'll just do a stripe near the edge. Like that. You up. Right, that combine is now finished. So we could go and level this bit. I don't think I will, though. Just going to leave it like that. We'll see what it's like when we get through the cultivator. We may decide to go over it again. And then we come up like this. Right, so now we can come... This is one thing that we've got to be careful of, look. Right, see right there? It's actually painted it out onto the road. So, despite the fact that we've got this grass, it will still allow us to paint that on the road, which isn't actually a good thing. I don't want to be painting it onto the road. There is our field done, and we spent $35,000 doing that. I didn't actually intend to spend $35,000 doing that, but we did. Oh well, there we go. And, right, so I got you up here. We've got 5,000 litres. We'll bring that one down, and you are... Wow. I seriously overestimated the amount of poplars that we would be needing on this field, didn't I? Down to 36% now. We'll run this one until it runs out. And then we'll let it carry on again. I think. Yeah, we will. So let's go... Leave that one. I want to take this one here. We'll run these beans. You know, I could just go and... Is there a... I don't think there is a sell. I was just thinking maybe there's a sell point right nearby. But there isn't, not for grain. There is another sell point, but no, we won't worry about that. So we're going to run back through here. We can just very quickly see how smooth this bit is. Yeah, I'm thinking that's fine. That'll be absolutely fine. Let's turn our beacons on. Not that it really matters, because obviously we're a very sensible farmer, and we have sent someone on ahead to block this road off. So someone has stood right down the bottom of the hill, stopping any traffic from coming up, which means that we can cruise on down here as rapidly as we like without any concern for oncoming traffic. Which is probably the best thing, considering that we're driving down here with our header on the front. I'm very pleased, though, to say that we don't need to be worrying about getting wedged or anything like that. And looking at it all the way up through, I think we could even get up there with a bigger header, because now that we're getting a bigger field, we're definitely going to want to be at least considering something a little bit bigger than we've got now. Because, I mean, this one's alright. It does get the job done, but it is a little bit short. So we might have to consider something a little bit longer. Just a bit, just to really make that difference. Now, let me undo that. We won't work... No, don't go tipping it into the trailer. Let's bring you round there. Like that. And unload that into there. We'll just get this unloaded, and then we'll go and park the combine up completely. I'll put that one down, lower that, we doing for prices? What did our soybeans get? 2,850 at the moment at the ranch. Oh, that's not bad, I suppose. Actually, I think that's a pretty good rate. Looking at these prices for these three, there's kind of these three that I would judge that on. That is pretty good. Thinking maybe we should have gone over to the ranch first and gone and tipped that out before we did anything else. Never mind. We're back here now. We'll worry about that another day. You gonna let me fold you up? I pressed X while it was still putting the auger away, and it didn't like it. Definitely, if we were to go for a much bigger combine with the, what do you call it on it? The who's we call it? The thingamajig. Oops, hang on. Lower you down. With a big draper header, we would certainly be putting that behind us anyway to tow it up the hill rather than leaving it on. Because, like, so getting in through here, we just wouldn't be able to do it. That wouldn't be an option at all. Right, now I will go back over to here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop you right there, like that. I'll back you up a little tiny bit. We'll stop you right there, and then we'll go to this one, and we'll put those straps back on, and we're just going to drive up beside it, because you don't need to, well, I don't think you do. I don't think you have to have full pallets. Like with the saplings, I'm pretty sure you've got to have full pallets for those. But I don't think you need to have full pallets for this. I think we can just transfer over a part pallet. I'm really hoping we can. If we can, it's going to make life a lot better. We can. Perfect. Yes. Okay, so we can fill that one right up like that. Which means then I can just get the hired help going again, and that one will carry on. Is it going to keep going with the line that it's on? It's actually moved. It's moved downhill ever so slightly. The big question is what it's going to do up the other end of the field. I'll worry about that in a second. I want to switch back to you. And straps on again. And then down here so that you're out of the way. And then we can... It's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's going the other way. That's fine. Okay, that's good. Got a lot of glare coming off of that one. Right, next big job, one that we've been waiting to do for a little while now. We will just dump you right there like that. Come on, let's go. Get you up to the top, and we can get started on our ploughing. We've been waiting for this little job for quite some time, so it's quite an exciting achievement. It's quite a moment. Let's bring you up round here. We'll just check that those... Yeah, that is... Okay, he's done what he's supposed to do there. That's good. Poplars is being behaved. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to do. So I wanted to just look on here. We go back to... Yeah, see, I knew it's done the same again. It just leaves it in little lines. So it ends up sort of... It looks a little bit confusing when you look at it on the map. Right, it ends up looking quite confusing. And I think it would be better if... I know real life it would be kind of putting them down like that. But just for game purposes... If it was to put it so that it, like, covered the fields and said, here is a coat of them, and this is the pattern that it does, a bit like, you know, with the potatoes or something, or with the corn as well. I just think that would be better. It would make life a little bit easier for when you're trying to figure out how to do things on there. Anyway, oh, never mind. What's done is done. Let's bring you up round here. Of course, the next big thing is we've got this one I'm bringing up here. But we've got those 3 trees. And what do I want to do with the 3 trees? How close do I want to get to that edge of the map anyway? Bring you around this way. And we'll go up there. It is good having these tracks come up. And these tracks are actually wider than I thought. It's only around the stone bits to start with that is going to cause us any problems. And you can see here now we've got all the grass on here. That's absolutely great for when, if we might want to leave something later on. And here are the trees. Right, so what are we going to do with these? We can cut them down, and that will allow us to sort of bring the field down to here. How much of a benefit is that going to be? We need to go and get the stump grinder and bring that... You know what? I think we should. I think we should do that. That means we're going to want to... Well, let's get them cut. Let's get them cut and shifted. Oops. I'll do it like that. I'm going to fell this tree right down on top of that car. Go on. Oh! It actually landed right on top of it and started dragging it away. Okay. Nothing to see here, folks. Keep moving. It was an accident. The tree blew over in a storm. It was terrible. It was awful. I'm just here to clean it up afterwards. It was nothing to do with me, the way that the tree fell down to start with. And I resent the implication that you think I may have had something to do with it. Quite honestly. I really do. I think this is a terrible thing to accuse somebody of without any proof. Bring that over there. And bring that one. We'll go like that again. So we've got 2 logs over there. We could go and get the logging trailer on the truck. That's probably going to be the fastest way to bring that one up. The only thing is the stump grinder. That's going to be the slow, tedious bit. We'll have to go and get our Fendt. Well, we could use it once the Fendt has finished doing the Poplars. We can go and use the Fendt to do that. We can go round this bit just for now. We get these trees out of the way. That's going to be the quickest bit. Chop you down there. I don't want any more on that one. And then I'll run over to you. And this is the last one there. It's like being back in Boulder Canyon, this is. Chopping down tree after tree. There goes the train. No, we didn't try felling a tree on the train. That would have been an absolute and total disaster. We bring that one down through there. There we go. Again, we're only going to need to cut it in half. We're not going to need to do anything more than that, I don't think. No, that's fine. Right. There we go. Chop that one. Okay, that's that bit done there. Next, we will go... You are absolutely fine, and I'm thinking 3 pallets tops. Probably not even that much. Like, we've done a huge amount of work on it. These pallets go a lot further than I thought they would. It'd be interesting to see how many bales we get off of these fields. The poplar bales. I'm really looking forward to doing all the testing on that anyway, because this is like the first thing that's happened with poplars since the beginning of FS17 when they added them in. And then everybody tried them and they thought, you know, this is really great and all, and then you tried them and you looked at them and you're like, you know what? This is painfully, horribly slow. It's not very profitable in the slightest. It's generally an unpleasant experience having to do this, just full stop. So we won't ever do this ever again. And that was it. Most people's experience with poplars was just one attempt. A bit like the sugarcane, really. Do it once. Say, yep, that was it. That was an interesting experience, but I am never doing that again. Because that is just too tedious. It takes too long. I don't like it. I don't want to do it anymore. Now we can back up to there and we grab that one. And we'll do a quick run up the top. Fortunately, this truck shifts a little bit faster than any of the tractors, which is why we're not going to worry about doing the stumps just yet. We'll wait until we've got the Fendt. And the Fendt can come up here a fair bit faster. Now, admittedly, I'm driving a little tiny bit faster than you would otherwise. Bring that one on round. Easy does it. This is the narrow, that's the choke point right there, right beside that boulder. And once you get past that choke point, if you can get through that bit, the rest of it should be a doddle, except maybe that choke point there and that one there and the trees right there. And, well, there's another choke point right there and then there's another one, but we'd go the other way. You get the idea. There's not many choke points, apart from several. These potatoes, the potatoes don't matter. See, they're being ploughed back in, so we can ignore the potatoes. Don't worry about the potatoes. Let's bring up our help over here. Start auto load wood. Switch to the right. So it's on the left at the moment. So I will go start auto load wood. Well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.